Here.
Mr. Magna.
Here.
Mr. Loretto. Mr. Dressel.
Here.
Ms. Hahn. Here. Mr. Johnson.
Here.
All members of council are here and accounted. Ms. Hahn.
Yes, I move that we approve the minutes from January 19 and January 26, 2016 as written.
Second.
It's been regularly moved and seconded that the minutes of January 19, 2016 and January 26, 2016 be accepted as written. Roll call.
Mr. Wallace.
Aye.
Mr. Paul.
Aye.
Mr. Villamagna.
Aye.
Mr. DeLoretto.
Aye.
Mr. Dressel.
Aye.
Ms. Hahn.
Aye.
Mr. Johnson.
Aye.
So moved, minutes accepted. Petitions and communications, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Before we move into the ordinances and resolutions, I'd like to recognize Mr. Bill Mack.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that we move into executive session to discuss personnel.
Second.
It's been regularly moved and seconded that we move into executive session for the purpose of discussing personnel. Roll call.
Mr. Wallace.
Aye.
Mr. Paul.
Aye.
Mr. Villamagna.
Aye.
Mr. DeLoretto.
Aye.
Mr. Dressel.
Aye.
Ms. Hahn.
Aye.
Mr. Johnson.
Aye.
So moved. We will move into executive.
Mayor, do I have to make a motion to come out? No. Okay.
I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the public for having patience this evening. I want everybody to know that we went to the police conference room to deliberate about personnel, and I think everybody understands that was for the search for a city manager. As I stated in the past, this search has been very difficult for the members of council because we had three very well qualified candidates. In deliberating and talking about the selection process, City Council has taken their time and throughout the weekend really reflect on all three candidates and what they have offered to the city. There was speculation by myself and some members of council that we would be prepared tonight to move forward with that selection process, but we need just a little bit more time. Again, it's a difficult selection. We have consensus building amongst the members of council, and at this time I will be prepared to make a statement to move the process forward tomorrow morning at a press conference, and then we'll move forward. Just to give everybody an idea, it is anticipated that tomorrow there will be an announcement on the next city manager for the city of Steubenville. However, we still need to go through a process, and that is to, of course, sunshine an ordinance to enter into a working agreement with the new city manager, and then it needs to be adopted by the members of council. It will be an emergency ordinance, and it will take 5 votes from the members of council to adopt that. But in between time, we need to speak to the candidate on the ingredients within that contract and to fine tune it. So as you can see, we got some work cut out for us, but we're still anticipating that tomorrow, sometime in the morning, that there will be an announcement coming from City Hall on the selection process of a city manager. Next Tuesday at our sunshine meeting, which will be February 9th, ordinance will be sunshine to enter into a working contract and agreement with the select candidate, and then voted upon on February 19th with the emergency clause. Hopefully that will help our citizens to understand the process as we move forward with this. But again, on behalf of City Council, we really want to thank all three candidates for their time, their interest, commitment, and dedication to the city of Steubenville. I believe that was covered, everything. If anybody, a member of council would like to add to that. If not, we will now move into the ordinances and resolutions before city council. Excuse me, we do have one more piece of business. I would like to recognize our councilwoman at large, Kimberly Hahn. There's a special guest in our audience that she would like to recognize.
We have a dear friend, Celeste Fortenberry, and I just wanted to greet her formally. Her husband is U.S. Congressman Jeff Fortenberry. Both of them are graduates of Franciscan University, and Jeff is the first Franciscan grad ever to be elected to the House of Representatives in Washington, D.C. He represents the state of Nebraska. So I just wanted to acknowledge her, very grateful for her, and hopefully she's the first of others who will come from Franciscan University. Thank you.
Welcome, and you can relate to your husband, although he doesn't represent this particular area, any extra money that Washington. Thank you for attending tonight. Before we move into the ordinances and resolutions, I would like a motion to deviate from the rules and pull forward resolution number 2016-6.
I'll make a motion that we deviate the resolution number 2016-6
Thank you, Mr. Paul.
Second.
It's been readily moved and second that we deviate from the rules and pull forward resolution number 2016-6. Roll call.
Mr. Lawless?
Aye.
Mr. Paul?
Aye.
Mr. Romag?
Aye.
Mr. DiLoretto?
Aye.
Mr. Dressel?
Aye.
Ms. Hahn?
Aye.
Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
So moved. We will pull forward resolution number 2016-6. Hearing no objections, I will ask the clerk to read resolution number 2016-6 in its entirety. Hearing no objections, it is so ordered. Madam Clerk.
Resolution number 2016-6, a resolution of commendation to Shaq Petaway. Whereas Shaq Petaway is a 2011 graduate of Steubenville High School, where he was awarded a football scholarship to West Virginia University. And whereas Shaq Petaway participated in the 2015 Motel 6 Cactus Bowl, where WVU beat Arizona State 43-42. And whereas Shaq Petaway was voted the defensive most valuable player, having 7 tackles, 5 solo. And whereas Shaq Petaway has registered 151 career tackles from his linebacker position, with 112 solo, 21 tackles for loss, and 8 career sacks. And whereas Shaq Petaway has been voted the defensive player of the week twice in the Big 12 Conference. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the City of Steubenville, County of Jefferson, State of Ohio, that this council does hereby express its sincere congratulations to Shaq Petaway on being named the defensive most valuable player in the 2015 Motel 6 Cactus Bowl, and wishes him the best of luck in all his future endeavors. That the clerk of this council shall present a certified copy of this resolution to the said Shaq Petaway, and that this resolution shall take effect and be in full force immediately upon its passage and approval by council, otherwise at the earliest period allowed by law.
Mr. Johnson.
Yes, Your Honor. I'd like, roll call.
It's been
Second.
It's been regularly moved and second that resolution number 2016-6 be adopted by roll call. Roll call?
Mr. Lewis?
Oh, wait. Is there anyone wishing to speak on resolution number 2016-6? Please come forward, state your name and address. If not, roll call.
Mr. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Paul?
Aye.
Mr. Willamagna?
Aye.
Mr. DiLoretto?
Aye.
Mr. Dressel?
Aye.
Ms. Hahn?
Aye.
Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
So moved. Resolution number 2016-6 duly adopted. Mr. Johnson, will you please come forward? We have a representative, I believe. Ms. Uncle is here. Would you please come forward?
On behalf of the City Council, I'd like to present this award for you to give to Shaq. It's been a pleasure watching him play. He's a 3-year starter at Big Red, started as a sophomore. He went to WVU, played, overcame a serious knee injury to bounce back, to become a starter, and finished as the MVP of the Cactus Bowl. And we wish him good luck on his future endeavors, which may include the NFL. Thank you.
Kill. We'd like to thank you. It means a lot for someone like the city to travel a road that was a rough road, that injury, setbacks, but his upbringing in the city of Steubenville taught him to keep fighting. He appreciates everyone's support and hopes that you can follow him into his next endeavor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Drive to fight is definitely, without a doubt, a Steubenville tradition. Thank you for attending this evening. We will now move into ordinance number 2016-4 for its second reading by council as a whole.
Ordinance number 2016-4, an ordinance to approve and adopt current replacement pages to the codified ordinances.
You heard the second reading of ordinance number 2016-4. The third and final reading is scheduled for February 16th. If adopted, effective date of this ordinance is on March 15th. I'm sorry, March 17th. Ordinance number 2016-7 by the Finance Committee, Mr. Hall, Mr. Johnson, Mr. Drussel.
Ordinance number 2016-7, an ordinance repealing the existing table of organization of the city of Steubenville, Ohio, and now enacting a table of organization for all employees of the city and declaring an emergency.
You heard the reading of ordinance number 2016-7. Is there anyone wishing to speak on it? Please come forward, state their name and address.
John Massey, 567 Great Barton, only because I might have some sort of a vested interest in this question I'm about to ask.
I understand.
And it deals with the municipal court judge's salary, page 4. And it says, one judge, city share 60%, $37,949.81. Is that $37,949.81 60% or what? Because the salary's about $120,000, I believe. 60% of that is $72,000. So where do we get the 39?
I think that's this, between the county and the city, that's the city's share. But I believe there's also a state share.
I understand,
In
there is a
addition
combination.
to that.
So this is not 60%.
Well, it's, the municipal court section, there's several positions that are split between us and the county, 60/40.
I'm aware of that. I'm just,
Yeah.
the number, because it says 60%,
Right.
that's supposed to be 60%, it's a wrong number. Now, if it's less than 60%, I think the percentage changes or the number changes, one or the other.
That's one thing we weren't changing tonight. That's actually been, as long as I can remember, it's been in there that way. The way you're seeing it tonight, that salary's always, and the judge's salary's always been fixed, I believe. It doesn't.
It's set by state statute, the state
Right,
salary.
right.
Yeah. And
So,
and
we weren't changing anything with that salary tonight, but that's how we've always shown it for a long time now. We can look into maybe
Mr.
reflecting.
Massio, I will find out. I understand the county does pay 40%, the city 60%.
Right.
That represents what the city's share is, but does not include what the state share is. But the state share comes to the city to go into our account. But
I was
that's
just trying to reconcile the percentage and the number, that's all.
I'll get that breakout for you
Thanks.
tomorrow. I understand where you're coming from.
Appreciate it.
And you should have a vested interest in it. So I can, is there anyone else wishing to speak on ordinance number 2016-7? Please come forward, state your name and address. If not, before, I know the question was going to be called on this. I just want to thank the members of council. This ordinance, although we're passing it tonight as an emergency, does reflect the pay increases that was negotiated for the ASME contract 2.2 and our non-bargaining unit members. So on behalf of the ASME union and non-bargaining units, I want to thank the members of council. Of course, it's thank the members of council.
Question?
Roll call.
Mr. Lellis?
Aye.
Mr. Fall?
Aye.
Mr. Villamagna?
Aye.
Mr. Gilberto?
Aye.
Mr. Dressel?
Aye.
Ms. Han? Aye. Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
So moved. Ordinance number 2016-7, duly adopted. you know, I do want to also point out, since this ordinance was adopted, there was a request from Councilman Dioretto a little while back about compensation for our city employees, the true package of all compensation, hospitalization, overtime and all. I have forwarded to him and members of council a breakdown of 2015 compensation for all employees. So that request has been fulfilled.
Thank
We-
you, Mayor. Thank you, Mr. Lewis.
No problem. Yes,
Thanks,
Mr.
Paul.
Lewis worked extremely hard on it.
There's everything in there.
Thank you. We will now move on to ordinance number 2016-8 by the Finance Committee. Mr. Paul, Mr. Johnson, Mr. Dressel. Excuse me.
Ordinance number 2016-8, an ordinance amending ordinance number 2015-118, adopting the revenue tax budget for the year ending December 31st, 2016, for the purpose of providing that performance will be specified by plan of projection.
Yes, if the clerk stop there for a minute, it's the year ending 2016, it says 15 on the ordinance. Please make that correction. Mr. Paul, or Mr. Johnson.
Thank you, Your Honor. I hereby make a motion pursuant to Article 3, Section 3B of the Charter to dispense with the rule that ordinance number 2016-8 be read on 3 separate occasions.
Second.
It's been regularly moved and seconded that we waive the second and third reading of ordinance number 2016-8. Roll call.
Mr. Lellis?
Aye.
Mr. Paul?
Aye.
Mr. Villamagna?
Aye.
Mr. DiLoretto?
Aye.
Mr. Dressel?
Aye.
Ms. Hahn? Aye. Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
Motion has been made to waive the second and third reading, and it was carried. Ordinance number 2016-8.
Ordinance number 2016-8, an ordinance amending ordinance number 2015-118, adopting a revenue tax budget for the year ending December 31st, 2016, for the purpose of providing that performance will be specified by plan and projection.
Is there anyone wishing to speak on ordinance number 2016-8? Please come forward, state your name and address. Not members of council.
Question?
Roll call.
Mr. Lellis?
Aye.
Mr. Paul?
Aye.
Mr. Villamagna?
Aye.
Mr. DiLoretto?
Aye.
Mr. Dressel?
Aye.
Ms. Hahn? Aye. Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
So moved. Ordinance number 2016-8 solely adopted. The effective date of this ordinance will be 30 days hence. Ordinance number 2016-9 by the Finance Committee. Mr. Paul, Mr. Johnson, Mr. Dressel.
Ordinance number 2016-9, an ordinance to make appropriation for the current expenditures and other expenditures of the city of Steubenville within the general fund, special revenue funds, capital project funds, debt service funds, enterprise funds, internal service funds, expendable trust funds, and non-expendable trust funds for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2016.
Mr. Johnson.
Yes, Your Honor, I hereby make a motion pursuant to Article 3, Section 3B of the Charter to dispense with the rule that ordinance number 2016-9 be read on 3 separate occasions.
Second?
Been ready moved to second that we waive the second and third reading of ordinance number 2016-9. Roll call.
Mr. Lellis?
Aye.
Mr. Paul?
Aye.
Mr. Villamagna?
Aye.
Mr. DiLoretto?
Aye.
Mr. Dressel?
Aye.
Ms. Hahn? Aye. Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
So moved. We will waive the second and third reading of ordinance number 2016-9.
Ordinance number 2016-9, an ordinance to make appropriation for the current expenditures and other expenditures of the city of Steubenville within the general fund, special revenue funds, capital project funds, debt service funds, enterprise funds, internal service funds, expendable trust funds, and non-expendable trust funds for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2016.
You heard the reading of ordinance number 2016-9. Is there anyone wishing to speak on it? Please come forward, state their name and address.
Yes, my name is Sandy Brewer. I'm an 801 from Broad Street, Ohio. And I'm just sad to see that the city has decided to not allocate any money for the summer food program that is administered through the recreation department. I feel that some of our youth in the city are very hungry. Mary Beth, the recreation director, had slimmed down everything, decided to go from 5 sites to 3, so that we could save the city some money. But I don't think that the sites, the things that are in place, even though the city is going to do a seamless lunch program. They're only doing it at Harding, they're only doing it at high school. Kids at the north end, kids out in the west end will not have transportation in order to get to those sites. And I think that our children, some of our children will go hungry. And I'm just disappointed that this council decided to eliminate the summer food program. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else wishing to speak to City Council on ordinance number 2016-9? Please come forward, state your name and address. We'll conclude the public forum, public participation on this particular ordinance. If I may address the concern that was raised by Mrs. Rue, who happens to be the chairperson of the Recreation Committee of City Council. Moving through the process, City Council, of course, was concerned about the youth of our community. And weighing out some options, they stressed the importance also to have some activities, and they are funding dollars for the pool to be open. And throughout the last week, I would say, there has been several emails exchanged by the Recreation Director, I believe yourself, some representatives of council and all. And I really believe that ears and communications are open if there's a void there. Our recreation director happens to be at a recreation conference, and I understand that there could be possibly some communication and understanding. What I did ask our recreation director at a department head meeting, I believe last Thursday, was to compile a list of all of the entities that were providing lunch programs or food to our youth. I know it's Urban Mission, some of the churches and all. So we could help promote those sites. But understanding there's some voids there now through this communication, I think the Recreation Committee of City Council is open to look at those options. It is, however, too late for us to apply for the grant program for the summer food program. Well, it's my understanding through our recreation director, because she signed the waiver or the note that we weren't applying. But once she returns, I plan on having that communications and dialogue to see, because I don't think there's one member of this council that would want to hurt the youth or not to provide. As we had said in the past, this meal might be some children's only meal in a day. So we want to make sure that we cover that, but give us an opportunity to look at it and explore the avenues and see what's available out there. And we will be visiting this issue in the future, near future. And also putting a plan together to operate the pool this summer, Bellevue Pool this summer.
I did talk to Mary Beth today from her conference that she called. The two of us have been working on trying to find another entity in the city to take over that grant. And there are 3 that qualify to take it. So she's been talking to them, and I'm available as well if I can help in any way getting that grant written by them. So of the 3 other entities that she's been approaching, we don't know which one yet, but I'm pretty sure one of the 3 will take that on. So they'll be able to offer the same program. And that's what Mary Beth and I have been talking about, just that getting that communication out there is sort of hard to everybody. But she called me today about 5 o'clock, and we went through that again with the same list of people, and she reiterated who she was working with to take over that grant. So that's where we stand on that.
Again, that dialogue will come, and we'll make sure that the public is completely aware of it. Apparently, we didn't have a roll call vote on ordinance number 2016-9.
I want to let you finish, I was going to say question.
Roll call.
Mr. Lellis?
Aye.
Mr. Paul?
Aye.
Mr. Villamagna?
Aye.
Mr. DiLoretto?
Aye.
Mr. Dressel?
Aye.
Ms. Vaughn? Aye. Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
So moved. Ordinance number 2016-9 duly adopted. That will conclude the ordinances and resolutions before City Council this evening. We will now move into the report of committees from the members of council, and we'll start off with Mr. Lawless.
No report tonight, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Lawless. Mr. Paul?
I have nothing to say, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Paul. Mr. Bill Magna.
One quick thing from the Pride Committee. The T-shirts for the kids at Central and Big Red. Every kid that graduates from Central and Big Red will receive a shirt. It says, Steubenville, Ohio, where you always have a home. And this year we did a little different thing. We got the kids from both schools in a competition to design the shirt themselves. And going to give them a prize or something. I got to figure out what we're going to do for them. But so it'll be an interesting thing for the kids to get involved with. But it's a nice plan. It was started here by the council a couple councils ago, and every kid that graduates gets one every year. It says Steubenville, Ohio, where you always have a home. So it's a nice thing. And several people donate to this every year, businessmen, which when I get the list, we'll announce and let you know who's participating in this.
Thank you, Mr. Bill Magna. We'll continue on to Mr. Dioretto.
No report.
Thank you, Mr. Dioretto. Mr. Dressler.
No report.
Thank you, Mr. Dressler. Mrs. Hahn?
Just a quick comment. In representing both the Planning Committee and the Economic Development Committee, and also the Hillside Task Force on Crime, three of us went to Kent, Ohio. We met with Tom Euclid, who's the Associate Vice President at Kent State University, for a couple of hours, and then with the Economic Director, and also, and his name is Tom Wilkie, and with Heather Malarchik, who heads their Main Street program. And this is something that we're intending to do every couple of weeks, is get to a new Ohio city to find out ideas, fresh approaches to cities that have universities or colleges that are working with the town-gown relationship, or who are developing the riverfront, and we're hoping to glean some ideas that will really assist. So,
Thank you. Well, Mr. Dioretto?
I have one question. Hassan, that's a good idea. I like to go along one of these trips, because I envision sometime down the future, for college coming down the north end, expanding themselves like they did at University, at Pitt University, at Kent State, at Ohio State. They cleaned it all up, and so all the colleges down, and whether you know it or not, that's what we're going to be. And that's what everybody's going to jump on the same boat and push towards that goal.
Thank you, Mr. Dioretto. We will now continue on to Mr. Johnson.
Yes, Your Honor. We have a planning committee meeting scheduled for February 16th. I'd like to change the time from 6:30 to 6 o'clock.
What day, Mike?
February 16th.
The notices already went out with 6:30 on them. Mr. Johnson decided that we need a little time because of the healthy agenda he sent to my office.
Yeah.
So thank you for extending that half hour to the planning committee. And we will be prepared for that meeting. That will conclude the reports of the members of council. We will now move to the report of the administrative officers. And I'll call on our law director, Mr. Rappella.
No report, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Rappella. And I will give one brief report. This coming Thursday at 4:30, we will have a very important meeting concerning issue 1 and 2. That will be on the March 15th ballot, and that is our renewal of the 3/10 earning tax and 7/10 earning tax. I presented all members of council with a fact sheet. If you or any citizen would like to attend, it will be across the street at the Visitor Center, so we don't confuse campaigning here on property, on city property. Are you saying 4 o'clock?
4 o'clock.
That's what the email said.
4 o'clock is on there.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I set up the meeting and I'm like,
4 o'clock on, 4 o'clock.
Okay. Thank you. I stand corrected, 4 o'clock, across the street. And it's basically going to be an outreach and an education, an informal meeting on how those dollars are spent within the city. With that, I would like to also recognize this evening Chuck Murphy, our water superintendent, that could give us an update. We had the leak detection people in town over the last couple of days, discovered, especially in our south end of our community, some loss of water. I was with Chuck even up to about 7 or so last night on a break in an alley up on Dawson Avenue, another break, and I know we're experiencing some out at the west end, but Chuck, if you would give us an update.
We had Aqualine come in on Monday and was looking through our high pressure system in the downtown area to look for the water loss that we would be having in that area. I had the Aqualine folks in our staff focusing on the high pressure system based on historical evidence to see, figuring that's where we would most likely be losing it based on that. We did find 3 leaks on Monday, and essentially one is at the on South 4th Street, at the very right before you come around the bend to come through the tunnel there. We had another one that was located on South Street down by the scrapyard, and we had another one that was located in the intersection of Lincoln Avenue and Wilson Avenue. That one will be a very interesting one, to say the least. We'll most likely, with school traffic and things of that nature, want to perform that for the safety of the traveling public as well as the safety of our staff at all hours, especially if it turns into a chaser. So we'll be wanting to put a notice out on that one when we proceed with that. Currently, the staff is assisting with some things going on with our Logan Avenue project, with that water line and that water leak issue that we've got going on there. Found a few interesting things there today that, you know, anytime you get underground, it's not always as the plans indicate, but we're making progress. So anyhow, that's what their focus is going to be on right now, trying to resolve that matter and then basically proceeding with the others as we time allows. So, unless there's any questions from the council?
Jeff, one, do you, are these people done now, or are they sticking around here, or the lead company?
Oh, the lead company, we call them in as needed. So essentially, if we feel that there is a leak in a given area, or maybe we can go ahead and call them up, schedule them in. If they're available, then they come. And then
I mean, they're done with those now. I mean, do we need them in the West End or anything? I know we've got the.
I was originally going to go ahead and have them come in on Monday to the West End area if we were still having dirty water issues in the Brighton Road area, which was my primary concern, one of the main reasons why. And I figured, well, if nothing else, if everything is clear on the West End as far as customers that I talked to in the Brighton Road area, the water was clear. All indication that I had no complaints received at the plant. After we finally got the water line breaks fixed out, which we've had multiple. The last one being on Brockton and then over on Marion Place. Since that time, I've not had any dirty water complaints there, or yellow water complaints, and I've made active phone calls to people that I know in the area that had issues, and they tell me very plainly that everything is good now. So that being the case, that's why I directed them downtown to look for that loss.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Murphy. Thank you, Mr. Bill Magna. Any other questions for Mr. Murphy from the members of council? If not, we will move.
Chuck, City Park, what's happening down there?
Bailey Park, you're talking about at the entrance?
Yeah.
Okay, what we had was there was a spring coming down off the hill in behind that White House that sits there. And essentially what was taking place is that saturated ground was coming out, creating icing conditions, which some of you may have noticed on Lincoln Avenue. And to address that, we went ahead and made sure that first and foremost it was a spring and not a water line break that hadn't surfaced, which we've had multiple. And having verified that, we went ahead and put in a French drain system, if you will, to plumb it over into a catch basin that empties into the creek nearby.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Murphy. Thank you, Mr. Murphy. Before we move to public forum, I would like to announce and remind everyone proper notices have been sent out. City Council as a whole will be meeting this coming Saturday for the continuing workshops of our 2016 budget that's been adopted. I want to thank Council for that. But reviewing that, understanding that, so we really can prepare for 2017. Although we adopted the budget this evening, our work is cut out for us in 16 to prepare for 17. And that may even incorporate and have a new look for departments, employees, staffing, and where they're assigned to do work. So I look forward to that. I would also like to remind the public that it is in the intention that this coming Saturday, when City Council meets in that workshop session, that they may move in an executive session for a review of the contract for the city manager. So that may be a possibility, depending on the outcome over the next day or two, how much work we got to put ahead of us. So with that, we will move to public forum. Is there anyone wishing to speak to City Council on city business? Please come forward, state your name and address.
My name is Joe Summerall, Senior, 112 Starkdale Road. I don't know who did it, but I want to thank the mayor and the city council, the new city council, of letting us participate. We didn't have no say, but we got at least listen to the candidates for city manager. I think that was a great thing in the right direction. And of all three of them, there was two of them I knew and one I didn't know. And what I took from that was all three of them are qualified, care about the city, and they gave great presentations, and all this council should be commended for their questions, because they were all the same, gave each person the right to answer, so they didn't show no partiality to one or the other. And I call them the three J's, Judge J.J. Mascio, Jimmy Mavromatis, and John Murray. They did a great presentation, and I'm proud of this council, because sometimes I don't say too many things good. Thank you for your time. Look, to move forward. I think we're heading in the right direction. You guys got a hell of a job. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cimarella. And let me just say that it was a unanimous decision of City Council to have the interviews open to the public. And I hope the public understands why we didn't have them asking questions and all. Your council members are elected officials that represent the people. They knew exactly what direction and where they wanted to go with the questions. I thought they did a fantastic job that day, and having it open showed transparency. And just by virtue of not really having a decision this evening, please turn off your cell phone. Not having a decision, you can see what a difficult decision this is. Is there anyone else this year?
Yes, I'm still John Massey. I still love the break. Slides kind of took a little bit of what I was going to say. I really did want to commend council on the orderly manner in which they set up the interviews and the opportunity they gave everybody to make their positions known with respect to various issues. It went smoothly, and I appreciate the opportunity to go down. And as Bud said, you really commend everyone on the manner in which it was set up, and everybody having the opportunity to ask the questions they wanted to ask and give us the opportunity to answer. So with that, as he says, I'm not always complimentary, but I want to compliment you on what you did last week.
Thank you, Mr. Massey. Is there anyone else wishing to speak to City Council on city business? Please come forward, state their name and address.
Ron Ferguson, 299 Orlando Manor in Wintersville. I just wanted to extend an invitation to all the members of council and anybody else that's interested here. Americans for Prosperity, the organization I work for, is going to be bringing in great speakers every month. This month is going to be Thursday, February 11th at 6:30 PM at Eastern Gateway. That's in room 2102. I have the information right here. But the speaker we have coming in this month is Anita Moncrief. She worked for Acorn and was the big whistleblower when there was a big voter fraud scandal of 2008. And it's about her personal story, and she'll have a book coming out about it. And she's been on CNN and MSNBC and Fox News quite a bit over the last few years. So she's a great speaker, and I have information if you'd like it. So everybody's welcome to come out. And it's a free event as well. It's free. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else wishing to speak to City Council on city business? Please come forward, state their name and address. If not, Mr. Paul.
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
If you're ready, move to second that we adjourn. Roll call.
Mr. Wallace?
Aye.